Guess what we're doing today? You guys have been begging and begging and begging for quite a while now for us to do a new morning routine video, and as you can see here by this adorable Kira face first thing in the morning, that is exactly what we're going to do today. Welcome to our morning routine. First thing every morning, as soon as I open my eyes and wake up, there's Kira right here in my face demanding to be petted. No joke, this happens every single morning. This dog just demands her pet. She will grab you and pull you right in. Now on this particular morning, Eleanor had already jumped out of bed to go check out my husband, who was making coffee already at this time. Sometimes she'll take off and run down there and try to get pets from him, and then as you can see here, once she figures out I'm petting Kira, she will run back down, jump in bed, and she needs her morning snuggles as well. And she will flop right down and snuggle hard and grab and pull your hands in. This usually goes on for quite a while. Like, the dogs need their morning snuggles. Once Kira and Eleanor have had enough of their morning snuggles, which is never, they've never had enough, then of course I go to Memphis. Now Memphis is at the age where you need to come to her. She could care less what's going on. She knows she's going to get petted. Yet still, she still wants to pull your hands in. She still wants to demand the pet. So she still is a demanding dog as well. Sometimes I think it's just a Husky thing. Once all the dogs have had sufficient snuggles, which is never enough, the answer to that is never enough, then it's time to get up and go outside. So as you can see here, the dogs all jump off the bed, we run down the hallway, and they head outside. And while they are outside, it is time for me to start making their breakfast and their dinner. And yes, I make their breakfast and their dinner in the morning. Don't worry, we'll get to that. I'll explain. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take about 2 cups of water. We're going to put it into the microwave for about 3 minutes. We want it to be warm, but not ridiculously hot. Then I'm going to grab the dogs' food placemats and we're going to place them in each of their spots where they each eat. Then we're going to grab their bowls and head over to the food station. Now, a lot of you have been wondering what we're feeding the dogs. Currently, we are feeding them the Munster Ancient Grains formula, the ocean fish variety. They absolutely love this stuff. I'll put links and stuff for all of this down in the video description below. Now, as for how much food each dog gets for breakfast, right now Kira is getting just a little over a half a cup, Memphis gets 1 cup, and Eleanor gets just a little bit over 1 cup. So we start off with their food. Next comes all the stuff that goes on top of it. So for Memphis and Memphis only, Memphis gets 1 of her melatonins, and then she gets her lion's mane mushroom on there, and then she gets her Whisker Elixir CBD oil. We put a little bit of that on her food every morning as well. Memphis also gets 3 of these little turmeric, whatever it is, for anti-inflammation. And then she also gets 1 Dasaquin, which she does not like. So I actually crush it up and mix it into her food for her, so she'll eat it. And then all of the girls get the solid gold sea meal added as well. Now, we leave the food making station, we carry all 3 bowls over to the stove, and we add bone broth. Memphis gets 2 scoops of bone broth, the other dogs each get 1. This is homemade bone broth that I make. I'll put a link for that video down below as well. And then we add water to their food. So that's the warm water that we heated up. Basically, we really just want to cover the kibble, and what that's going to do is make it nice and soft and easy for them to eat. And then I stir it up a little bit, and we let that sit while we make their dinner. So then we head back over to the food making station and we make their dinner. Now for their dinner, each of the girls gets a half a cup of food. The first thing we're going to add after that is their zinc. Now, not every dog needs to be on this, but all of my dogs are. Eleanor and Kira both get 2. Memphis gets 2.5, which of course I have to break up because she doesn't like the way they taste. Next, we will be adding our ultra oil, which I'm actually switching this to a salmon oil, but it wasn't here in time for this video, so the ultra oil it is. 3 pumps on each of their bowls. And then for Memphis, Memphis gets the Myos muscle and joint formula. She gets 3 scoops of that on her food, and then she also gets from 4-leaf rover her kidney and liver support. Those 2 things are only for Memphis. And then the dogs all get a heaping scoop of plaque off powder on their dinner. We take those bowls back over to the stove and we add 2 scoops of bone broth for Memphis, 1 scoop for everybody else. And then again, we add the water into these bowls. But this time we put lids on these and we put them into the refrigerator because now this is prepared for their lunch/dinner for later. And we do this because Memphis freaks out for dinner. So we always like to make sure that it's done as fast as possible for her. Yeah. Karen, she just yell in your ear. What? I don't understand. Can you explain it in terms so I can understand? Are you file complaints with HR? Yeah. And then we are going to add a food topper to the dog's breakfast. Basically, I do this because Memphis knows that there's like desiquin and things in there. So this is just a deterrent, but I sprinkle a little bit of this on each of the dog's food. They absolutely love this stuff and it smells amazing. And now it's time to go get them dogs and bring them inside. Now, as you can see here, the dogs are ridiculously excited to have their breakfast. One of the reasons that we put all the dogs outside while we make this is because Memphis will jump and go crazy and we just don't want her to hurt herself. That's also the reason that we're making her lunch/dinner now. Because when it's time for her to eat later, you think she's excited. Now, you should wait till we do the next routine video because she goes crazy for that meal. Okay, take it. When the dogs are all done eating, I pick up their bowls and I set them by the sink to be washed later with their dinner bowls. And then we take them into the living room and we have a little bit of a chill out time. I don't like to let them outside immediately after they eat, even though sometimes that's what they want because they were just outside before they eat. So usually they come back in and they chill out for a little bit. Now again, this is a winter routine, so this does change throughout the year. Now after a little bit of time relaxing and chilling out, it is time for the dogs to go outside again. And trust me, this is far from over. This is our morning routine every single day. The dogs run outside, they go and have a bunch of fun, they hang out for a little bit, and then we have them come back in. And as you can clearly see, what is happening here? Memphis came in, Eleanor came in, and Kira knows what time it is. So I reward Memphis and Eleanor with their treat. And does anybody else know what time it is? Real quick, before it happens, leave it in the comments below. You can see here, I go to the freezer, I pull out the box, I pull out the frozen apple. That is what Kira is waiting for. And I go back and I give Kira her frozen apple. And this dog, just look at her. Let's just revel in how happy this dog is to have her frozen apple. This is our winter routine. This does change throughout the year, but most of the time in the wintertime, Kira gets a frozen apple every single day. She plays with it. She has fun with it. And then, when she's done, believe it or not, watch. She actually comes inside because all she wanted was her frozen apple. And she deserves it every single day. And of course, she also tricks me into giving her a treat, which means I then have to give the other dogs a treat as well. So I really think it's a plot between all three of them. And then it's time to relax again. Now, mind you, the day I was filming this, it was like -10 with the wind chill or something crazy outside. So we were not taking the dogs for a WALK. That was not happening. So what'll usually end up happening is like later in the day, we'll do like a puzzle treat or they'll get a Kong or they'll get a bully stick, which I can go and do another routine video that goes a little bit further into our day. If you guys would like me to do that, just let me know down in the comments below. Like I said earlier as well, there will be a bunch of links down in the comments for all of the things that you guys saw in today's video. The Munster, we have a 55% off coupon code with them because, as I said, we are brand ambassadors for them. They're amazing people. It's an amazing dog food. They have a bunch of variety. The dog food and the toppers came from them. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm sorry it took me so long to do another one of these. I will put the few other routine videos that we've done at the end of this video in a playlist. If you guys haven't seen them, you should go check them out. They were a lot of fun. Very different. It changes over time, so maybe I should remember to actually do these yearly. I love you guys. All right, as always, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Stay positive, dream big, and we will see you again soon. Goodbye, Pottians.